So far, we've met some pretty shady characters who make Goku's innocence and purity stick out like a sore thumb. But in Dragon Ball Chapter 11, we're introduced to Chi-Chi, the Ox Demon King's daughter and Goku's future wife. Yes, little Mr. Why Do You Like Girls Anyway gets a girl of his own. You've got to love Akira Toriyama's sense of humor. Bulma's searching for the Dragon Balls to wish for a boyfriend. Oolong had to resort to kidnapping girls, and Yamcha's terrified of them. But here's Goku, securing a wife while still ignorant of the ways of the world. Like Goku, Chi-Chi is also ignorant about many things and possesses an innocence similar to Goku's. On the surface, Goku and Chi-Chi's innocence appears as nothing more than naivete, but in reality, it is the essence of the light that you must never allow to be extinguished, the light of childlike wonder. Without childlike wonder, we risk losing our ability to dream. Our sense of adventure wanes in favor of paths already mapped out for us, and many people spend their lives walking these paths without ever asking if it's what they truly want. Even worse, they walk the wrong path knowingly, without ever obtaining the courage to do anything else. In Chapter 1, we discussed the comfort zone, where dreams go to die. When childlike wonder fades, the comfort zone is what takes its place. In Chapter 11, Goku, Bulma, and Oolong finally make it to Fry Pan Mountain, with Yamcha and Puar monitoring their every move. And we learn that the Ox Demon King is actually just the head honcho of thieves. From the foot of Fry Pan Mountain, he protects his castle and plundered treasures that have been caught in the unceasing inferno, and he's prepared to kill anyone who tries to make a play for them. A far cry from the gentle and docile grandfather we meet later in the story. Having relayed this horrifying message in true Oolong fashion, he tries to ditch Goku and Bulma, but the candy is still going strong. From Yamcha, we also learn that the Ox Demon King used to be more than just a thug obsessed with treasure. It turns out he was a disciple of the Turtle Hermit along with Goku's grandfather. So, Chi-Chi's father and Goku's grandfather knew each other and trained together. Toriyama said writing romance gave him hives, but ironically, he did it effortlessly. Enter Chi-Chi, whom we meet running for her life from a hungry dinosaur. As terrified as she is, she manages to neutralize said dinosaur by decapitating and vaporizing it, with Yamcha and Puar observing. When she runs into Yamcha, fearing that he is also a threat, Chi-Chi attempts to nuke him too, but Yamcha knocks her out cold. I can't help noticing how this parallels with the first time Goku and Bulma met. Back at Fry Pan Mountain, our heroes have no luck getting into the castle and are confronted by the Ox Demon King himself. Death appears imminent, but he recognizes Quintoan and inquires if Goku and the others know where the Turtle Hermit lives. Apparently, the Turtle Hermit is a head honcho in his own right. In Chapter 12, the Ox Demon King, aka Gyumao, requests for Goku to go to the Turtle Hermit and retrieve the Basho Sen, a magical fan strong enough to put out the flames surrounding Fry Pan Mountain. In exchange, Goku is promised the 6th Dragon Ball. The Ox King also asks Goku to pick Chi-Chi up on his way. He'd sent her out to find the old man first, but as fate would have it, Goku's on the case now. Realizing that he assaulted the daughter of the Ox Demon King, Yamcha races back to where he left Chi-Chi and preys upon her innocence in order to cover his ass. He confesses his love to Chi-Chi, who's skeptical at first, but ultimately she believes him, seeing as her only knowledge of romance comes from magazines. When Goku arrives, Yamcha and Puar hide, and Chi-Chi, meeting another stranger who knows her name, thinks Goku has come to confess his love for her too. But Goku has no clue what she's talking about. As we've seen, the only things Goku knows about girls is that he should be nice to them and that they're different than boys. Goku catches Chi-Chi up on the plan with the Basho Sen and tells her to join him on Quintoan. In another intriguing parallel, she likens Quintoan to food, just as Goku did when he received it. Furthermore, Chi-Chi is also deemed worthy enough to ride the cloud. So far, the Turtle Hermit and Bulma are the only other people who've tried and spectacularly failed. When Chi-Chi grabs Goku's tail to get onto Quintoan, we learn that our hero has a critical weakness. He loses his strength when his tail is squeezed. Yamcha, still lurking, is of course pleased to hear this. None the wiser of his presence, Goku and Chi-Chi set off, bickering like an old married couple. With Yamcha lying in wait to make his next move, and also lying to Chi-Chi to avoid the Ox Demon King's wrath, the dark side of innocence reveals itself. Too much innocence does lead to naivete. joy, as well as ignorance. This ignorance is what age and experience seek to mitigate, but very few people ever find the balance. They're either too naive and fall into a repeated cycle of unlearned lessons, the romantic relationships you can't get right, the secret enemies you mistakenly label as friends, the environments you know you should walk away from but can't, or they're too aware. Disappointment and the cold, hard facts of life have made you see enemies where there are none, ruin great relationships, and reject yourself from a seat at the table that you've already earned. Again, balance is key. Childlike wonder means having faith in the goodness of things. Maturity and awareness mean accepting when they are no longer good. As Goku and Chi-Chi make their way to the Turtle Hermit, Goku's curiosity gets the better of him, and he kicks Chi-Chi in the crotch to determine her gender. Stunned, she pushes him off of Kintoan, and we realize the depths of her innocent nature. Having been touched in such a private place, Chi-Chi concludes that it can only mean that Goku is meant to be her husband one day. Chi-Chi's conclusion is pure, unlike Bulma, the Turtle Hermit, and Oolong, who abuse intimacy for their own selfish and indecent gains. In Chapter 13, the most indecent of them all, the Turtle Hermit, is back, and of course, his help with putting out Fry Pan Mountain's fire has a price. Since he doesn't have the Basho Sen anymore, he offers to dispatch the fire personally, as long as Goku can get Bulma to agree to let him cop a feel of her chest. Although unrelated, he does suffer a bit for his perversion when Chi-Chi puts him to the test and attacks him, unconvinced that he's as formidable as her father claims. Much later in the story, Goku similarly tests the Elder Kai. If you hadn't noticed, I'm a sucker for a good parallel. Chapter 13 ends with Goku and Chi-Chi back at Fry Pan Mountain along with the Turtle Hermit, and everyone clueless as to how he plans on extinguishing the terrifying blaze. In Chapter 14, Bulma begrudgingly agrees to the Turtle Hermit's wicked conditions, and it turns out that there is more to the old man than just being a pervert. In a rather impressive display, he transforms from scrawny to jacked in preparation to unleash the powerful and iconic attack known as the Kamehameha. Though Goku's made the Kamehameha famous, it is actually the Turtle Hermit's legendary move. Focusing his dormant energy into a single blast, the Turtle Hermit succeeds in putting out the fire, but his Kamehameha is so powerful it ends up blowing the castle away too. In Chapter 15, Bulma and Oolong seek out the Dragon Ball in the rubble, and Goku stays behind, mesmerized by the Kamehameha. He asks the Turtle Hermit to teach him the move, but the Turtle Hermit tells him it's impossible, for it takes 50 years to learn. Brilliantly, Goku manages to recreate the blast despite this. Much smaller than the Turtle Hermit, but it's enough to wreck the car that Yamcha and Puar gave them. Whether Goku is talented or simply a hard worker is often debated in the fandom, but I'll go ahead and give you the final answer. It's both. There's plenty of evidence that he's no slouch with his training, and right here in Chapter 15, he executes a technique that is supposed to take 50 years to learn. And this won't be the last time Goku displays his genius. More important, the reason Goku's genius is able to flourish in this way is because of the greatest gift of childlike wonder: faith. Jesus said, "Unless you become as little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven." Children, by nature, are trusting. In chapters 7 through 10, we discussed Goku's capacity for trust, particularly his trust in himself and in his purpose. He doesn't stop to lament the Turtle Hermit's declaration that it takes 50 years to learn the Kamehameha. He tests it out and executes it. In light of this, I'd say, unless you become as little children, you will never know the extent of what you're capable of. The key to achieving what you desire in life is in the freedom of childlike wonder, where it is safe to go in the direction that feels exciting and limitless. If Goku had sat around pondering Bulma's offer to join her on her quest, or convinced himself the Kamehameha was impossible without ever trying, like I said in chapter 1, Dragon Ball wouldn't be much of a story. Initially, the Turtle Hermit is surprised by Goku's genius, but it all starts to make sense to him when he realizes that Goku is his former pupil Gohan's grandson. When Goku tells him that Gohan died, the Turtle Hermit offers to take Goku in, and Goku agrees to return to him when the quest for the Dragon Balls is complete. Speaking of the Dragon Balls, Bulma finds the 7-star ball, and the Ox Demon King gives them a car so they can head out and continue their journey. But before they can leave, the Turtle Hermit reminds Bulma of their deal, and finally, as she predicted, Oolong's shape-shifting ability comes in handy. Well, for the most part anyway. With the old lecher satisfied, Goku also promises to return to someone else. Chi-Chi offers her hand in marriage to him on her father's behalf, and Goku agrees without knowing what a bride is. Ironically, Chi-Chi tells him not to play innocent, despite innocently believing that the boy who needed actual physical confirmation that she was a girl has any idea what she's talking about. Regardless, our little Goku is betrothed now, but of course it'll be quite some time before they're actually married. Until then, the search for the final Dragon Ball is on, so Goku, Bulma, and Oolong take their leave of Fry Pan Mountain with Yamcha and Puar not too far behind. More chaos is on the horizon in chapters 16 and 17, where we come face to face with Innocence's dark side, naivety.